What's up, Brewheads? Welcome to another Brewthirty, where I drink a beer and pair it with a toy. Guys, tonight I have a very special Brewthirty for you. We're going to be reviewing one of my rare beers, and also what I consider and what most people would not argue is one of the most rare and sought after beers, not just in the United States, but maybe worldwide, and that is Floyd'S Lord Russian Imperial Stout. Now this is a fantastic beer. We'll talk about it here in a second, but before we do that, let's talk about what we're pairing this beer with, and that is none other than the Dark Lord of the Sith, the original Lord Vader. Darth Vader from Star Wars A New Hope. Now this is a Star Wars The Black Series figure. It's not one of the deluxe ones, it's just one of the basic ones. Retails for about $24.99, and I got it I got it particularly to do with this beer review here. Now, let's talk about Dark Lords. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with Dark Lord's Russian Imperial Stout, every year around late spring, Floyd'S Brewing Company brews this. So they brew it one time a year, and they sell it at a beer festival called Dark Lord's Day, and it is awesome. A lot of people show up to get this beer. They have bands, not just any bands, but large-scale bands, very famous, like High on Fire, Amon Amarth. Last year they had Abath. They've had a lot of really good bands there. Those are just a few. So anyways, I have had the privilege of going to Dark Lord's Day 3 times. I went to it once before it got really, really big. Actually, I went back in 2010 when it was really not that big at all. There was just a lot of craft brewers that would show up and hang out and drink and then collect their beer. And then I went at arguably the largest gathering that they had in 2017, which is what this beer I think is from. This might be 2018 actually. Either way, I can't remember. You can tell by the color of the wax. But I went that year and it was absolutely amazing. I think there was something like 20,000 people there. We'll talk about my trip that year, and it is awesome. It's a one-of-a-kind festival. It's one of the most popular beer festivals in the United States, and everybody from all over the world comes to Dark Lord Day to get their allotment of Dark Lord's beer. Now, they sell it pre-order, so you have to get on there, and they sell out in a matter of minutes. But I've got lucky 3 times to go, and this is the bottle from, I believe, the last time I went. I think that was in 2018, and or maybe, I can't remember. It's hard for me to remember which year it was. But anyway, we're going to try this one today. So, it is a Russian Imperial Stout, which the alcohol by volume is not on there. People have estimated it to be anywhere from 15 to 18%. And it is a strong beer. This is set in my beer cellar for a while. So let's go ahead and cut the wax off. See if we can sample this thing. Let's just go ahead and get this thing going here. Pop it open here. It might take me a few minutes. This is what I hate about wax caps. They can be a little bit finicky to get open, but we will do it. Man, it's taking a lot longer than I thought. There we go. No harm, no foul. So yeah, we're gonna try this, and we're gonna tell you guys a little story, and you can make your decision on what you think, if I'm telling the truth or if you think I'm right or not. So let's get our glass out. Let's pour this beer. Wow. So Super chocolatey, not a lot of coffee. Really, really rich aromas, dark chocolate aromas. You can see it pours almost a deep, dark chocolate, black, brown. Now let's taste this. Wow. So this is set for, I believe, let's see, 2017, 7 years. Over 7 years this is set. And there's absolutely no loss of flavor. There's still a nice head with the beer, a lot of carbonation, and it absolutely tastes amazing. It's extremely sweet. I'm sure they used a lot of malt in it. It is really, really sweet and rich. Not super boozy. It almost drinks, if I had to compare it, to like a mead almost, like not the taste of a mead, but the consistency. It's thick, it's sweet, it's very, very delicious, a little bit boozy. I do get notes of coffee at the end, but the sweetness of it almost overwhelms anything else. A lot of dark chocolate notes, bitter notes, absolutely fantastic, and I love this beer. Love Darth Vader. Won't talk too much about him. We all know Vader is the highlight of Star Wars before it turned into a lame, woke piece of trash franchise that it currently is. But thankfully, Three Floyd's has not gone that direction, and they still make great beers, even though they kind of went off the deep end a little bit during COVID. But I think they're coming back from it, back from the brink, and they're starting to come around to making a lot of great new beers as well as whiskeys. So let's talk about this Dark Lord's Day. Let's try another drink of this. Again, fantastic. Maybe I'll even like notes of black cherry. Black cherry, coffee, dark chocolate, roastiness, a lot of malt. Fantastic. It's one of the best stouts and one of the most sought after stouts around. If you don't believe me, just look it up. People sell these on the aftermarket, especially the variants that come out. I have a few variants, but this is just the standard one. So let's talk about Dark Lord's Day. Hold on a second. So, back on the second time I went to Dark Lord's Day, I made this Viking drinking helmet to take to Three Floyd's, and I wore it during Dark Lord's Day that year, and it was awesome. I got a lot of really cool feedback from people. People loved it. I had a beard way bigger than what I have now. And what happened was, after that Dark Lord's Day, Three Floyd's came out with a new beer, as you see here in the picture. And it had, coincidentally, the logo looks a lot like the V in the Viking drinking helmet that I wore that day. Now, I thought it was a little odd that I wear this to the Three Floyd's Dark Lord's Day, this helmet, and then there's this label for this brand new beer that comes out a little bit later on. I know for a fact they take pictures of all the people there that day, and I kind of feel like Three Floyd's used my likeness on a beer label, which is awesome. I don't mind it, but Three Floyd's, you owe me a bottle of whiskey. Send me a bottle of that bourbon, you guys. I think for using my likeness, that's the least you can do, and do the right thing. What do you guys think out there? Do you think Three Floyd's used my likeness for that beer label? Seems a little bit fishy, doesn't it? I'll tell you what's not fishy, though, is this beer, Dark Lord's Russian Imperial Stout. It's awesome. Lord Vader's awesome. Three Floyd's is awesome. Dark Lord's Day is awesome. It's starting to get more popular again post scamdemic, and you guys should definitely give Dark Lord's Festival a try. It is a really, really fun time, and it is a great brewery. Guys, let me know in the comments if you've tried this, what you think of stouts, what you think of Darth Vader, and if you think Three Floyd's used my likeness on that beer. Cheers, guys.